Juliet's quite a strong character. I was adamant that I didn't want her to be quite the whimsical, romantic kind of Juliet that we're all used to knowing. And I based it on Elizabeth Moss in The Handmaid's Tale. I kind of was quite attracted to the way she used her face and took some inspiration from that.
I play Romeo, and he is the son of two political figure type parents from a very cold, unusual upbringing. Not a lot of close interaction with other humans, no sort of romantic relationships, nothing, no close relationship with his parents. So he's a little bit odd at times, but he is dumped in this institute because he is an embarrassment of sorts to his parents, and there he meets Juliet, and he goes on this incredible journey of discovery of what it is to love.
I quite like to let the character evolve naturally. I don't want to be too set in this is how she is, which is a lot of Matt's work, is we're so free to just be able to create naturally, which is lovely.
Yeah, it's interesting, the journey of the creation of a character. A few points of reference for me were, children of political figures, for example, Donald Trump's son, and just his mannerisms and things like that, little video clips of him and stuff. But the character really starts to evolve on its own accord just through working on movement, working within the context of the story that we've sort of got the outline of, and it just becomes its own entity.
When you play a character, I think there is always a tiny bit of you in there that comes naturally.
I mean, it was such a great creation process, working really closely with our counterparts for 6-7 weeks. If it was just you on your own, it's very easy to hit a brick wall pretty quickly. Whether it's just character, whether it's movement, whether it's anything. So it's always good to have someone to bounce off and to work together. Compromise is a massive thing. You have to be able to really see the benefit of the other person's point of view, and it creates a really amazing relationship between two dancers. And having sort of parted now, it's a bit strange. You communicate only over text or
voice notes.
Yeah, voice notes.
It's quite difficult, them being now that we're separate, because their show is evolving in their own way, and it's constantly moving on. So we're having, in the rehearsal weeks, we've suddenly figured something out that then we need to pass on to them, and this is a whole new experience, which I think everyone's just embracing it completely. Us lot, and then the young cast, and that's really we're all learning from each other. And I've never been in this position of being is that a nurturer even a word? It's
nice to have that kind of responsibility, and to know that you can help them out and give
and
them confidence.
It makes you take a step back as well from when you first started out, and how you would feel walking into a new company.
For me, it was daunting. At first, it's quite a big responsibility. So I sort of felt the pressure a little bit, but to have the freedom that Matthew gives you when you're creating something, and he gives you so much free rein in terms of input and how you want to interpret it, and that's comforting in a way. I've got to say, I didn't anticipate how critical I would be of the work I was doing, because it is so much of my own, but the rewards are, exponential. It's really so rewarding to be able to have, created something, completely new and fresh, and people seem to like it. So yeah, it's been amazing.
I am actually thinking back to how Red Shoes was for me, and you're a little bit younger. It was I think 4th contract, so I was still kind of learning. I'd only done one principal role before that, so this was my 2nd real principal part, so that was another kind of okay. That process was amazing for a first time. And then coming to this, like Paris, it was quite daunting for me, and the whole experience of being with the young cast, you know, you kind of set a standard for yourself that you want to make it real and happening for everyone. And I think that's what you naturally do. I always have to tell myself it always happens, it all comes together in the end, and like as well as Paris, like I was like, oh, I don't like that bit, I'm not feeling that bit. I think it's so hard to love what you do in terms of creating, and I think a lot of people find that, and so I've discovered that. But every single contract's been new, which has been really refreshing, and hearing the score for the first time, because it's all a kind of mash-up and reworked, and Terry's done an amazing job on it, so you have to come to just listen to the music anyway.